Are Le Creuset Dutch ovens worth the ridiculously high price? Or are the cheaper brands just as good? This French cookware brand justifies their high prices with claims about their craftsmanship, quality, and design. But there's no real data out there that proves that they are truly better. So to find out the truth, I put Le Creuset along with 8 Dutch ovens from other brands through a series of tests. I measured the durability of their enamel, how well they retain heat, how well their lids lock in moisture, how evenly the moisture drips back over the pot, how hot their knobs get, and much more. Between these tests and my 8+ years cooking with Le Creuset, I'm going to explain what sets this brand apart and what doesn't. By the end of this review, you'll know if the premium price is worth it or if you're better off saving money with a more affordable Dutch oven. Let's get right into the most important category: performance. I've owned this Le Creuset signature Dutch oven for over 8 years and have cooked dozens of meals in it. Once it's preheated, it heats evenly and maintains a consistent temperature. It also has a light interior that makes it easy to monitor your food. Other brands like Stobe have dark interiors, which do a better job hiding discoloration, but you can't see the browning and doneness of your food as easily. Although the performance is great, the same could be said for much cheaper Dutch ovens, especially since they're all made with the same materials, cast iron with an enamel coating. So that is where my testing comes in. I started by looking at heat retention. You want a Dutch oven that holds heat well for searing, low and slow cooking, and for keeping food warm after it's off the heat. To test heat retention, I heated Le Creuset and the other 8 Dutch ovens one by one to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Then I took them off the heat and measured the surface temperature after 5 minutes. Le Creuset was the 3rd worst performing brand, although I was not surprised by this since it's the thinnest and lightest. More on that in a minute. Besides heat retention, you also want a Dutch oven that has a tight-fitting lid to lock in moisture. This is key when you're simmering sauces or making soups and you don't want them to reduce too quickly. I tested moisture retention by adding exactly 32 ounces of water to each Dutch oven, boiling it for 10 minutes, letting it sit for 30 minutes, and then weighing it again to see how much water evaporated and escaped the lid. In this test, Le Creuset performed about average. It came in 4th place out of 9. Another key feature to consider is how well a Dutch oven's lid distributes condensation back over the food. When you're cooking something like a large pot roast for several hours, you want the steam that collects on the lid to drip evenly across the entire surface of the meat. This helps prevent the top of your food from drying out. Some brands like Stobe have dimples inside their lids to encourage a self-basting process, but Le Creuset doesn't. To test this, I boiled water in each Dutch oven for 10 minutes, lifted the lids without tilting them, and slipped a small sheet pan with a paper towel right under them. I let the lid rest on a paper towel for 20 seconds. Since Le Creuset has a domed lid with a smooth interior, the evaporated water collected and ran down the sides of the lid rather than evenly dripping back over the food. Stobe did a much better job of evenly redistributing moisture thanks to its flat lid and dimples. Meisen's grill pan lid, which is flat with ridges, also performed well in this test. The key point here is that Le Creuset does a great job cooking, but nothing about its performance is truly different from the competition. However, it does come with a few design features that other brands don't offer. Let's start with color selection. No brand comes even close to Le Creuset in this category. They offer over 20 different colors, from classic flame orange to deep blues and modern pastels. And they're constantly releasing new seasonal colors and limited editions. Stobe, their closest competitor, offers 15 colors, while most other brands stick to just 4 or 5 basic options. Each piece transitions from dark to light, giving it character that you don't see with solid colors from other brands. This might seem like a small detail, but it's part of what makes Le Creuset instantly recognizable. Beyond looks, Le Creuset has some nice functional design elements. As I mentioned earlier, it's significantly lighter than the other brands. This 5.5 quart Dutch oven weighs 11.4 pounds. The other 2 5.5 quart Dutch ovens I tested weigh 12.6 and 12.8 pounds. It also has extremely wide handles. There's 1.5 inches of space between the handle and the pot, which gives you plenty of room to grip even with oven mitts. Most brands have under 1 inch of space. The lighter weight and larger handles make Le Creuset the easiest Dutch oven to pick up, transfer to the oven, and wash. They've put the same thoughtful design into their lid knobs too. You can choose between plastic and stainless steel knobs. They also offer other finishes like gold, copper, and iridescent. The metal knobs look nice and have a slightly higher oven-safe temperature, but the plastic knob stays cooler when you're cooking on the stove. When I measured knob temperatures after boiling water for 10 minutes, Le Creuset's plastic knob stayed the coolest by far. The metal knob also stayed cool, coming in third place. These knobs are wide and have a thick stem that makes it easy to grip and tilt the lid. It's a much better design than Stove's thin knobs and Great Jones's looped handle. Le Creuset also offers more size options than most brands I tested. Their round Dutch ovens come in 7 different sizes, from 1 quart to over 13 quarts. Most other brands only offer 3 or 4 sizes. They also make oval Dutch ovens in 6 different sizes. Unlike cheaper brands who outsource their manufacturing to China and other countries to reduce labor costs, Le Creuset has been making their Dutch ovens in France in their own factories since 1925. By controlling the entire manufacturing process, they can maintain much higher quality standards. Some of the cheaper brands I tested had some noticeable quality control issues. One arrived in the mail with a chip on the lid, and others had bubbling in the enamel. These defects don't impact cooking, but they make the pot look a lot cheaper. Le Creuset's enamel, on the other hand, is incredibly smooth, with no visible imperfections. There could be exceptions, but the dozen pieces I looked at were all pristine. The more important question is, how durable is the enamel? To test this, I dropped a metal spatula from a foot high onto both the interior and exterior of all 9 Dutch ovens. The Lodge Essential enamel actually chipped, enough that you can feel the texture difference. All the others, including Le Creuset, only had a slight color change in the enamel, but no real damage. Speaking of chipped enamel, this brings me to one of Le Creuset's strongest selling points: their warranty. While their official warranty sounds limiting, only covering defects in materials and workmanship at the time of purchase, the reality is much better. After speaking with their customer service, I confirmed that they cover the enamel for life. So if 10 years from now, under normal circumstances, you see a chip in the enamel, they'll replace the Dutch oven for free. I recently made a video comparing the top Dutch ovens, and I mentioned that Lodge was the only brand that states in its warranty that it covers chipped enamel. After posting that video, dozens of people commented that Le Creuset does the same. And as the customer service rep confirmed, they were right. Since chipped enamel is one of the most common issues with Dutch ovens, knowing you're covered even a decade down the line makes the high price tag easier to justify. One thing to note is that the light-colored interior will get cosmetic scratches over time. These are completely normal and won't affect cooking. The warranty only comes into play if the chip is deep enough that you can see the bare cast iron under the enamel, or at least feel a difference in texture. Here's the truth. Le Creuset Dutch ovens are significantly more expensive than brands like Lodge, Tramontina, and others. And based on my testing, you're not getting any real meaningful advantages in performance. However, you are getting lighter construction, larger handles, a lifetime warranty that covers the enamel, and the largest color selection in the industry. Plus, you can trust that the piece you receive in the mail or pick up in the store will be in excellent condition without any imperfections. If you're purely focused on getting the most performance for your money, you can find better value elsewhere. But if there's a color you love or you really like the wide handles, I believe the high price is worth it. I've heard from dozens of Le Creuset owners over the years, and I've never met a single person who said that they regret their purchase. If price is the one thing holding you back, check out Le Creuset's outlet stores. They have over 60 locations across the US where you can find factory seconds, discontinued colors, and overstocked items at significant discounts. To see more reviews and compare the current prices, I've linked to Le Creuset and the other 8 Dutch ovens I tested in the video description. And if you want to see how the 9 Dutch ovens performed in all of my tests, check out this video where I break down which brands are worth buying and which ones you should avoid. And for more videos like this, click the logo to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.